Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Madison and this is Mad's Makeup. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how I prep and apply foundation during the more difficult times of the year for my skin, which is fall and winter. Because I have dry combo skin, my skin tends to be a little bit more dry during this time of the year, which can make it difficult to apply things like foundation because it wants to cling in weird ways. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to prepare your skin for this kind of difficult weather, and then how to apply foundation, primer, concealer, powder, all of those things in a way that won't make your skin feel uncomfortable during the drier season. And so if you're interested in seeing how I achieve this base, then keep watching the video. So one of the most important steps when you want to have a nice base to your makeup is you always have to start out by prepping your skin properly. And this is something that you do year round. It's not just a step that you do for winter and fall. So to prep my skin for doing a makeup application, I always make sure that I'm washing it, and I also like to exfoliate it about twice a week, and that gets like all the dead skin and just kind of makes it feel smooth and ready for that makeup application. So before you put your makeup on and primer and anything, you want to start out by moisturizing it. And today I used the Good Molecules new moisturizer. It's called their silicone free priming moisturizer. And then I also like to hydrate my under eyes, and I use the e.l.f. illuminating eye cream. And then I also like to prep my lips as well, and to do that I use the I Do Care Plush Paaarty, and this is their Buttery cream lip mask. So once your skin has been washed and prepped with moisturizer, you can go into primer, and the primer I'm using today is the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Quench primer. I really like to use this primer year round, but specifically during the fall and winter months when my skin is extra dry, because it is quenching. It has kind of more of like a moisturizing feeling formula to it. It is still silicone based, which means that it'll work well with other silicone based foundations. It's a lot more hydrating than any other primers that I have. Apply this all over the face. So my primer has now had a chance to sit and soak into my skin for a few minutes, so I'm going to now go into my color correctors. The color correctors I'm using today are by LA Girl, and it's the green and the peach color corrector. Take the peach one first, and I apply that on my dark under eyes. And the peach one's supposed to be good for coloring out kind of blue and purple and dark tones like that. Then I'm going to go into the green color corrector and go into red spots, and for me that's where I have some like pimple spots, so I have it right here. And the green one is meant to be for toning out red spots, and so I just put that all over where I had any spots on my face. And then I just rub that into the skin with my fingers. Okay, so now that I've color corrected it on the places I wanted to, I'm going to be breaking into foundation, and today I'm going to be using the Tarte Foundcealer. So I like to use this specific foundation during the cooler months, like during fall and winter, because my skin is on the drier side, and this tends to be more of a hydrating kind of formula, and so it doesn't patch up on my skin weird or sit on dry spots. It just kind of feels like a nice hydrating sort of foundation. So I'm just going to be applying this all over my face, and I'm going to be using a beauty sponge to blend it in. So I want a little more coverage than I have right now, so before I add some more of that foundation, I'm going to spray some MAC Prep and Prime on my skin. That way it kind of keeps that dewy feeling to it. When I go to add more foundation on, it doesn't just automatically start caking up and feeling drier on the skin. Alright, so the foundation is where I want it to be now, so what I'm going to do next is take my concealer, and the concealer that I've been using during these kind of drier months has been the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, and I feel like it still has really good coverage, but it's not dry or mattifying. It just goes on there, feels really creamy on the skin, and just wears really nice throughout the day without creasing or anything. So the concealer is in all the places that I want it, and just before I start blending that in, I like to use a powder to immediately set my under eyes right after it gets blended in, because then that way there's no chance for it to crease. So if you set it right after it's blended, it's setting a non-creased under eye instead of an eye that might have had the chance to sit for a few minutes and then it creases up. And the powder that I'm using is the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Powder. So when it comes to powder and using it in the months that your skin tends to be on the drier side, I recommend only setting it in the spots of your face that tend to be on the oilier side. For me, and I think for most people that do tend to get oily, it's in my T-zone, which is from here, and then in this area. And so when I'm going to be setting my face, I only set it with powder there, because if I set it everywhere else, my face may start to feel overly dry and look too matte, and I don't want that kind of look right now. So now I'm going to be going into bronzer, and the bronzer I'm using today is the Butter Bronzer. And when I'm bronzing my face, I kind of keep it the same year round. I just don't do it as heavy in like the forehead area during the cooler months because I'm obviously not going to be as dark and bronzy as I would be in the summer months. So when I am bronzing right now, I'm just going to be doing the cheekbones, doing a little bit along the nose, and then kind of high up in the head, but not making it as obvious as I would in the summer. So again, with the bronzing, I'm only taking it to the right at my hairline and not kind of dragging it any farther down. And then for like the bronzing and contouring of my nose, I'm going to go back into the bronzer and taking a smaller brush, I just go along the nose, along the line that I want it to be shaped as. And then going back into that big fluffy brush to kind of blend it so it doesn't look like a straight chiseled line, because that's not really what I'm going for. Alright, next up we're going to be going into the highlighter, and two different highlighters that I like to use during this time of the year. The first one is this stick highlighter, and I believe this is by LA Girl, and it just looks like this. It's kind of like a champagne color, and it's just on a stick. When I use this one, I usually swipe it on, and then I just kind of blend it in with my finger. Today I want to go into my ABH highlighter, just because this is the kind of glow that I'm wanting, and I'm going to be taking it on a damp beauty blender, just swiping it into the pan, and then I just go right on the cheekbones. Wrap it around, and then I like to take it down my nose, just right down the middle, like that. You can see it, kind of hard to tell. And then on the tip of my nose, and then above my lip on my Cupid's bow. And then the last step for my actual base makeup is going to be blush. And this blush is by Tarte. It's in the shade Paaarty, and it's kind of a nude colored blush. I tend to gravitate towards nudes year round, but in the fall I know a lot of people like to go into the berry tones. I just don't have any blushes that are in that color. And then I like to do a little bit at the end of my nose. Alright, so I'm going to go and finish my brows and my eyes off camera, and then I will come back and do the lips so we can finish up this look. Alright you guys, so the eyes and the eyebrows are all finished up now, and if you want to see how I get this look, I'm going to be posting a tutorial in about a week or so on YouTube and on my Instagram. So if you want to see how to get this look, make sure you're subscribed to my channel so that way you can see when I post that new video. But to finish off this look, first thing we're going to do is apply a lipstick. Because this whole look is more focused on how to get a nice base during this season, I wanted to keep the lips pretty simple, and so I'm going to be using a nude, and this is by Lips by Alexander, and the shade is in Mingle, and this type of lip formula is called a high gloss, so it's basically almost like a lip gloss, but has a little more pigmentation to it than a lot of lip glosses. So just apply this to the lips. Alright everyone, so the finished look is done. I hope that you guys were able to get some new tips from this video on how to do a makeup base during the cooler months when your skin tends to be drier and more difficult to work with. So if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you could subscribe to my channel, that would mean so much. And I hope you guys all have a wonderful day, and thank you for watching. Bye!